first things first, you're going to want to obtain MS-DOS games.
Let's get to the real meat and potatoes of this game. Alright, hello, welcome to the stream. And as you can see, today we are going to continue doing more of fucking nature. Having an issue with words. Sorry about that. Alright. Save states. Here we go. Oh. Just slightly. There we go. Need to get this for Windows open. Oh wait, no. It looks like it's working. Okay. Oh wait, yeah. Now I definitely need DS for Windows open. Hang on. I think that I need to, I think I might need to reopen the emulator. There we go. Metal, how much farther do we have to go to reach the next station? Since I don't know what our exact present location is, I cannot give you an accurate figure. This part of the system didn't have very many stations. We will probably have to walk quite a bit further. That's the area we just passed through. I see nothing out of the ordinary. Metal, can you hear any trains approaching? What are you saying, Gillian? The tube liner system has been abandoned for years. There is no sound besides what we are making. Cannot see anything. Gillian, what's wrong?
Look, Metal, light!
Yes, but this doesn't look like a station.
There's a ladder.
Where do you suppose it leads, Gillian?
I don't have the slightest, but let's climb it and see.
All
Sure.
right, now climbing the ladder.
Oh
Seem
shit.
to have emerged into an odd place. Wait, this room.
Yeah.
It's Freddie Nielsen's bathroom. He was using this shaft from the bathtub to get down into the subway. So that's how he did that.
Ah, yes. As I recall, after you disposed of Lisa, he somehow entered the apartment without using the regular entrance.
Which he accomplished by using this secret passage into his bathtub.
The bathtub must be of a double construction. The bottom is actually a lid. When they wanted to hide the passage, all they needed to do was fill the tub. And to get in and out, they would just drain the water into another tank.
Jeez. Double-bottom bathtubs? Abandoned subways? Snatchers really go out of their way to stay out of the sun.
Okay, Gillian, let's head outside.
I was gonna say, well, you know, if something's gonna give you cancer, you try and stay away from it for the most part. I think we'll just have to leave. Okay. Moscow, huh? Chinshuo over at Queen's Hospital had a picture of St. Basil's Cathedral. The chief keeps a picture of Red Square hidden. How come everybody is such a big Moscow fan these days? Snatchers are basically Jesus. Snatchers. Anyway. Snatchers are, hang on, I'm gonna just fucking pause. There we go. Because the music was kind of overwhelming, and I probably need to turn the volume down a little bit more. So, Snatchers are kind of taking the idea of Blade Runner with the replicants. Terminator, like T-1000s, or T-100s, I think. But instead of just looking human, they're robotic skeletons. They put flesh over that, and they take the place of people, and they just kill them. But they do it in a way that's completely imperceptible to the naked eye. You have to know the certain telltale signs, like, moles, which are, in their case, not benign, but malignant, cancerous, so a lot like synths from Fallout? I don't know. I never played Fallout 4. In fact, I haven't really played much of Fallout 3 or New Vegas. So I need to play through those. But the idea comes from the 1950s. There was I think it was a movie or a novel, and it was called Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And the thing about the Snatchers in this game is that, unlike the Snatchers in Invasion of the Body Snatchers, where in Invasion of the Body Snatchers they were confirmed to be alien, while there is a theory that they could be alien, there's also theories that they could be weapons made by some foreign country, which it seems like it's pointing to Moscow being the origin of the Snatchers. So it could be that, either it could be that the Russians were making Snatchers, or it could be that they were invaded by the Snatchers first. I'm uncertain, as this is still my first playthrough and I haven't gotten all the way through yet. But anyway, that should kind of explain the idea. But obviously it takes most of its influence from Blade Runner, because we're playing as basically an investigator whose job it is to terminate the Snatchers, very similar to a Blade Runner whose job it is to terminate a replicant. The difference being that it's not, it's not worrying about them basically outliving their lifespan. It's worrying about them blending in with society and, basically taking over. I mean, the last stream that I did of Snatcher, one of the guy who made the hospital, the Snatcher Hospital, he straight up said that their goal is to take over the world. So they want to replace every human being on planet Earth. So it's definitely a strange circumstance, and that would lead me to believe that it's likely an alien invasion, but I don't know. They could be under orders from Moscow, so it's kind of up in the air for right now. Come on, controller. I really need to get that fucking Bluetooth. What movie? Moscow seems to hold some clue to this whole thing, doesn't it? Moscow. Did that guy say something about it? Before the explosion, didn't Chin Shuo say something about achieving what was meant to be 55 years ago in the depths of the Kremlin? Oh, gotcha. Now that you mention it, this map is from exactly that era, isn't it? Moscow 55 years ago. The key to understanding the Snatchers no doubt lies there. This has to have some meaning. I don't think they'd paste a 50-year-old map up here just as a decoration. It's a late 20th century map. A holographic marker indicates the location that Lisa's remains were found. We are the only ones in the room. Lisa's remains have been cleaned up. Okay, let's try looking at the map one more time. Okay. Exit. Be careful that you don't touch the tape lines. Tape? You mean this laser beam, right? Don't break the beam, Gillian. You'll have people from headquarters all over the place. It's a security sensor, you know. I see. Gotta make sure nobody messes with the evidence after all. Yeah. Jeez, I feel like I'm breaking into the place or something. We're outside of Nielsen's apartment. Thank God. Now let's get back to headquarters. Alright, enter the turbo cycle. Walking back would take far too long. We have to find some other way. Aren't there any taxis or anything around here? Why don't we search the area? Look! There's a taxi over there! Investigate taxi? The cab is for hire. Shall we board it? Alright, let's board the taxi. We've boarded the taxi. Where to, sir? This is a manned cab. I can take you anywhere you want to go. We're on urgent business. Get us to Junker headquarters as quickly as you can. Junker headquarters, eh? What would you want to go there for? Something going down? His ponytail is making me think this is Chen Shuo. His face is concealed. Polarizing film has been placed on the rear view mirror. Hey, this is a black taxi, you know? Don't be so nosy, okay? The driver is of medium height and medium build. Come on, stop that, please. Now, where would you like to go? Well, we're in a hurry. Is that some kind of joke, sir? You can't be serious. This is a manned taxi, you know. I can't go to a place like that. Metal, I think we picked a weird taxi. Hang on a sec. Ah, shit. Okay. Listen, I'm a junker. Take me to Junker headquarters and do it quickly. I'm afraid not. You're going somewhere else. You want to know where that is? Where? Yep, it's fucking Shinchuo. I fucking knew it.
Is he dead?
He's junk now. Stubborn one, wasn't he?
Jeez. He made it through that explosion and was waiting for us out here. If those things ever get control of the city, there's no way we'll ever get it back. We've got to stop them before that.
And to do that, we have to prevent the chief from getting to the Kyoto summit.
I know. And I have to pay back my debt to Random.
Let's use this taxi seat to get back to Junker headquarters.
I planned on it. I just hope Mika and Harry are safe.
Hang on a second. I'm gonna try and move this down the 1 pixel it needs to go down in order to... There we go. We've arrived at Junker headquarters. I certainly hope Mika and Harry are safe. Alright, Metal, this is it. The final showdown. Are you ready? Let's go! Now entering headquarters. What the fuck? What? The shutter on the reception booth is closed. This is the protective shutter for the reception booth. It is automatically lowered in times of danger. It appears that something attacked this place. The shutter on the reception booth is closed. So where did Mika go? I have a feeling she's still in there. There are a few holes in the shield, no doubt caused by blaster or cannon fire. Cannon? Then it's Snatchers who did this. The surface of the shutter shows evidence of being struck by fire from an energy weapon. I read motion. Something is in the booth. Yep, probably Mika. The emergency light is flashing on the door check panel. So headquarters has been put on emergency status. It's been locked from the inside. The only way to open it is from inside the booth. Can't this be opened from the outside? If it has an emergency external connection port, then it can be opened from the outside. Metal, find this external connection jack. Here we are. I have located an emergency external connection port on the side of the booth. With this, I will be able to open the shutter. Now plugging into the emergency external connection port. Releasing lock mechanism. Now opening the shutter.
All right, I'm going to open it, but please use extreme caution. Anything could be inside.
Mika! Mika, are you all right? Metal, how is she?
Her pulse is normal. The only external injuries are to her forehead, and they are not serious. There's been no significant blood loss.
Mika, come on, snap out of it. It's me, Gillian.
Gillian? Gillian.
Mika, what happened?
Gillian, the chief. The chief is a snatcher.
So he's finally shown his true colors.
Harry's...
What's happened to Harry?
Harry put me in the pod and sealed the main door. He locked the snatcher in.
That was smart. Not even a snatcher can get through this shield.
So where's Harry?
He said keep the door sealed no matter what happens in there. And then he went in. Gillian, please help him.
Harry! Mika, open the door. I'm going in. Metal, we're going in. Be careful. That snatcher could be hiding anywhere.
Yes, sir.
Gillian, please be careful. The chief is very cunning. Don't let your guard down.
Don't worry.
Oh my
I'll watch
God.
myself in there.
It seems to glitch when the controller gets disconnected. We're in the main hall. Oh, fucking Harry's dead. God damn it.
Harry!
Oh, Gillian, is that you? I'm getting old. Just look at me.
What happened?
I saw the chief messing with your turbocycle, and that weird picture in his office.
Metal, how is he? Metal!
I do not wish to say.
Really that bad, huh?
Gillian, when I confronted him about what I saw, He showed me what he really was. I was barely able to even scratch him.
That's enough, Harry. I understand. Metal, is there anything we can do for him?
Gillian, I'm sorry.
Harry, you'll be okay. Doesn't look like you're hurting too bad. This'll work out perfect. You always were working too hard anyway. Why don't you take a nice long vacation somewhere and rest up?
Yeah, sure. Nice try, Gillian, but it's my body. I know I ain't gonna make it. You were a good kid, Gillian.
Harry!
I don't know how to say this right, but I've always had a special feeling about you. I've always had trouble talking to people since I was little, like my father. What I can remember of him.
Pulse and blood pressure falling.
Harry, hang in there. You and I were gonna go out and tie one on, remember?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. You, me, and Jean, the three of us.
But John is...
Metal, quiet!
Gillian, I've lived my life alone. I didn't know my parents or family. Always so stubborn, glued to my research. I never really trusted anybody. That was a mistake.
Alright, hang on. I'm gonna see if I can fix this fucking glitching issue, because I don't understand why it's suddenly being all fucking buggy. Maybe it's overdrive?
Blood pressure continuing to fall.
Harry?
After Jean died, I felt it. Human warmth, companionship.
I know what you mean.
Gillian, I just wanted to get along with everybody. I don't need no Nobel Prize. For 50 years, I've been searching, trying to find something I lost. Looks like I'll never find it now.
Gillian, he's about...
Looks like I've been talking too much.
God damn it. It doesn't seem like that fixed it. Maybe doing high priority will help.
It's up to you now, Gillian. I'm finished. You won't forget this, old grouch, will you?
Harry!
Gillian, you've got to believe in yourself. You're the last junker.
Harry! Harry!
Pulse 0. Pupils are dilated.
Cunningham! No! Snatcher! I'll get you for this!
We have no time for grieving. That Snatcher is still hiding somewhere here in headquarters.
Metal, listen to me. If that Snatcher gets me, you've got to take Mika and run. Then you've got to blow up Junker headquarters. Blow it sky high! You understand me?
Yes, sir. I just hope it doesn't come to that. So, where should we start our search?
As soon as the music's over. I have a feeling he's either in the shooting range or the computer room. I'm gonna start in the computer room because that just seems like it might be. Motion detector. Register any motion in the computer room, Metal? We are the only ones registering on my motion detector. Alright, let's try the shooting range. Motion detector. How about motion in the shooting range? Reading anything? I don't read any movement. We are the only ones in the area. There's a good chance it's hiding in here somewhere. Alright, now investigating. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's strange that it even gives me the option. I likely wouldn't even be able to do it. Alright. Any motion readings in the detective's room? I don't read any movement. We are the only ones in the area. Pick up any motion in engineering metal? We are the only ones registering on my motion detector. The ceiling fan is the only thing moving. About the only place one could hide in this room is here, right? I will check it out now. Are you ready? Nothing unusual there. Only two places left are the hallway and the chief's room. Jesus Christ, metal. Alright, each of the rooms one more time. He's gonna fucking say what every time now. Oh my god. Well, damn near every time, maybe not every time. I didn't close that locker. It's funny that Metal's giving me shit for double checking things, even though he's the one who fucking suggested it. Chief's room's last. There was no stain like this a few moments ago. Oh shit. Look up. How dumb do you have to be? It's dripping from. Thank you. Look at the fucking ceiling. Jesus Christ.
The lighting control system has been destroyed. Distance to motion readings increasing.
Is he trying to run?
Motion readings have vanished.
You got past me this time, Snatcher.
Headquarters emergency lighting has been activated.
Can we find him again?
We should go after him immediately.
Well,
No
fine.
shit.
We know he's somewhere inside headquarters.
The Snatcher has been wounded. We should look for traces of blood.
Wait, shit. I don't want to. Damn it. I can't back out. God damn it. Alright, hallway. Let's go back to the chief's room. The chief's office, rather. Search. Bloodstain. Continues out the door, of course. Go to the hallway. Search. Investigate? Okay. Engineering room looks messier. Let's try the detective's room. Computer room? Hang on, I don't think that I searched for the bloodstain in this area. Okay, let's... Oh wait, no, the engineering room is where we went first. Shit. We've checked the chief's room, we've checked the engineering room, we've checked the detective's room, we've checked the shooting range, and we've checked the computer room. What the fuck are you talking about? Unless he's in the lobby.
The main door has been opened. Did Mika open it?
Wait, Mika's not in the pod.
Oh
What happened?
shit.
The lighting has been disconnected.
Don't move, Seed.
Cunningham, is that you?
I read motion. He is definitely in here.
Where are you? Show yourself.
I'm right here. I don't need to run or hide from you.
Mika!
No, Gillian, don't move. It's a trap.
A hostage? You cowardly scum! Mika, why did you open the entrance?
I don't know. I was really scared. I mean, the emergency light's coming on so suddenly.
Seed, go ahead and shoot. But you'd better be a pretty good shot, or this kid goes home in a bag.
Shoot, Gillian. Kill this thing. Don't worry about me.
Mika!
What are you going to do?
I have you now, Junker.
Ah, shit. Okay, so that technically could have been right there. Shit, did I hit Mika? I mean, I would have only hit her hand, but
The
still.
Snatcher's functions have been terminated.
Mika, are you alright?
Yes. Yes,
Okay,
I
good.
think so. Thank you.
Harry? I got him. Random? Sorry it took so long, but this ought to make us even.
Junker? You may have stopped me, but it's not over yet.
Gillian, this is just residual energy feedback. Its power levels are dropping rapidly.
Queen's Hospital was nothing more than a maintenance facility. We have comrades operating throughout the city, more than you can imagine. Now our plans will move into Phase 2. For that, we will enlist the help of Professor Lorraine. Your existence is meaningless, as long as you don't get your memory back. Good luck, Junker.
My memory? Comrades? Professor Lorraine?
Harry. Why? Please tell me. Why do so many good people have to die?
Mika.
This is all wrong.
Mika, don't worry. I won't let anybody else die. I've made a promise to Harry and Random. But the city is still full of Snatchers. This fight is just beginning.
This end of Act 2?
Gillian,
There's a phone
I have an
call.
urgent video call from Jamie. I'll connect you.
Oh shit.
Gillian, I've got my memory back. I remember everything.
Oh
Your
shit.
memory. So what about us, Jamie? Who are we?
Gillian, it's terrible. What we've done.
Jamie, what's
Oh
wrong?
no.
I can't tell you something like this over the video phone. I would have been better off never remembering.
Okay, Jamie, calm down. I'll head out right now. Where are you? Is it snowing?
I'm sorry, Gillian. I can't tell you. They've taken our boy hostage.
Our boy? Who?
Professor Modner is here too.
Jamie, what are you talking about?
I'm so sorry.
Snatcher!
Gillian!
Fucking Snow 9.
Lorraine. We only require her cooperation for a short period here at the Kremlin. So for now, I suggest you avoid doing anything foolish, Professor Seed.
Oh shit. I was a professor too? What the fuck? Of course I'd like to save, even though it's not gonna matter. Now we're probably gonna get another recap.
With the start of this year's Kyoto Summit just 3 hours away, the delegates from the participating countries are beginning to arrive at the conference center. A major poll of domestic and international opinion, carried out just last week, shows that the vast majority of respondents favor a complete quarantine of Neo Kobe as a means to combat the risk of the Snatcher menace.
Now that the Chief's death has been confirmed, it won't be long before they strip us of our Junker authorization.
They will be deciding how to handle Neo Kobe at the summit in just 3 hours.
There are rumors that they're going to use nukes on the city to make sure the Snatchers are wiped out.
That's ridiculous. Come on, this is the 21st century.
That may not be as improbable as it seems. The world's leaders are extremely concerned about the Snatcher problem.
The Chief was going to calm this hysteria in his speech at the summit, but that'll never happen now.
3 months ago, government pressure on Junker operations increased dramatically. Gillian's transfer here was really our last chance.
Our own chief was snatched. It's not too surprising they don't want to trust us anymore.
I've heard that the Army and FBI are going to take over operations now.
That's correct. That too will be officially decided in 3 hours' time.
3 hours, eh? Is there any way we can find their hideout in that time?
If we don't, we and everybody else in this city are finished.
As far as they're concerned, we're just like a cancerous tumor that has to be cut out.
We have to hit the Snatchers' headquarters before then.
Gillian, can you do it?
If we only knew where it was, I should be able to manage something.
Hitting their outposts like Queen's Hospital won't do any good. We have to find their main nerve center.
What about the memory of that Snatcher who was impersonating the Chief?
Just like the others, it was completely blanked. It's a form of self-destruct mechanism that they use.
Wait a minute. Mental. What about tracing that video phone call from Jamie?
It was no good. The call didn't last long enough. Still, it definitely did come from within the city.
Damn. Where are they hiding?
Gillian, can't you remember anything at all? Didn't Jamie say something that implied you were somehow connected to the Snatchers?
Nothing. I can't remember a damn thing. Metal, I want you to tell me everything you know about me. Why was I sent to Junker headquarters? Where did I come from?
Gillian...
Metal, the Chief's dead. Tell me everything you know about me.
Well, you see...
Metal!
All right. With the Chief gone, you are the highest-ranking officer here.
You knew all along?
Of course.
Where were we rescued from?
3 years ago, you and Jamie were taken into protective custody in the Siberian Neutral Zone by the 17th Siberian Investigative Force. More precisely, you were discovered in cryogenic sleep pods in an underground bunker near Moscow.
Cryogenic sleep pods? You mean they were frozen?
This is a photograph of the bunker. There is no record of when you were placed there. In addition, the third pod was empty at the time you were discovered.
There were 3 pods?
You were revived and taken into custody by the Army. Apparently, as a result of the extended sleep, both of you suffered from complete amnesia. However, another theory suggests your memories may have been intentionally erased. This is the only piece of evidence found at the site.
That's Harry's picture, from when he was a kid.
That's correct. Harry is Gillian and Jamie's
What?
son. It's been confirmed by DNA tests.
Harry? Harry was my son?
My son just died?
From the photo, it was established that you are Gillian Seed and your wife, Jamie Lorraine. Both of you are American citizens, born in the late 1960s.
The 1960s?
In addition, both of you vanished without a trace in 1989. There is no other information available about you after that.
Holy shit.
1989?
Yes. You come from a world that's been gone for 50 years.
But what does that have to do with the Snatchers?
When the 17th Special Investigative Force was bringing the two of you out, there was an accident. Though the two of you were all right, most of the 17th was killed. One of them was a Snatcher. Of course, before their departure, they all underwent thorough examinations. So, if one of them was snatched...
It had to be somewhere in Siberia, right?
That's correct. And in order to attempt to determine the origin of the Snatcher, as well as your true identities, you were assigned to Junker headquarters. The hope was that exposure to the Snatchers would help you regain your memories.
Moscow? 50 years ago?
Almost everyone who was in Moscow at the time was killed in the catastrophe.
So Gillian and Jamie are the only living witnesses?
Harry. Harry was my son. Did he know?
No. It was highly classified information. He was never told.
I was never able to do anything for him.
Wait a minute, Gillian. Didn't Jamie say something about taking a boy hostage?
That's right. They must know about Harry and are using him to threaten her.
We have to find their headquarters quickly.
We've only got 3 hours.
Gillian, let's think this all through again. We may get some kind of a hint out of it.
You're right. There may be some clue in the way they're operating.
All right. Let's go over what we know about them.
First of all, what's the Snatcher's weak point? Well, I mean, we know it's ultraviolet rays. They only come out at night in the middle of the winter, and wear sunscreen even then. That's the method that Jean used to figure out, or that Jean used to figure out what the Snatchers were up to. How ironic. It turns out that the destruction of the ozone layer actually had a benefit for us humans. That's right. Now, what method were they using to move and be able to avoid ultraviolet rays and sunlight at the same time? Underpass. That's right. They were using the abandoned tunnels of the old tube liner system to get from place to place. That's how they were able to move around without being noticed. Nielsen's apartment, the old factory, Queen's Hospital, all of their hideouts were connected by the tube liner. So maybe there is a tunnel under their main base as well? There's a good chance of that. Next, what phenomenon was always observed at any location where Snatchers appeared, including the underground tunnels? Sneeze. That's right. And what was the cause of the sneezing? You're correct. The sneezing was caused by the presence of the allergen Snow 9. Snow 9 is an artificial form of pollen developed by the military, and its presence is limited to certain regions. They were using it to interfere with radio transmissions and keep people away. They probably were producing it intentionally themselves. The only regions of the city where Snow 9 is still present are areas around the Ina River. It has been cleared out of other areas because of the danger it presents. So that means that their base must be somewhere near the Ina River, right? That is a fair conclusion. They are probably somewhere near the Ina River protected by the Snow 9. Come on, controller. God damn it. The fuck? Okay, well, whatever, it's working. Accessible to the tube liner and near the Ina River. And we must not forget the 3 photographs that we found the Snatchers with. All of them were related to the Soviet Union before the catastrophe. The map on the wall of Nielsen's apartment. A picture of the temple in the director's office at Queen's Hospital. The photo of Red Square hidden in the chief's office. Why do the Snatchers keep pictures and memorabilia like this? Maybe they're homesick? Maybe that's where they came from. Homesick? Get serious, Mika. They're robots, you know. Let's analyze this a little closer. What city is related to all three of these pictures? That's not a fucking city. Moscow must be where they come from. That must be the basis of their programming. You might be right. Just as people have a hometown that is dear to them, their creators may have put a hometown into their programming. They use very advanced artificial intelligence systems, so they may have needed something like that to maintain their emotional balance. Yeah, they were born out of nothing, but they needed to give them some kind of image as an emotional base. So Moscow is their creator and their home. And the place they found Jamie and I.
In other words, this homing instinct thing of theirs has led them to set up their headquarters in some place that reminds them of home, or their creator.
What part of this city is like Moscow?
Moscow's really cold, right? They get a lot of snow, don't they?
Snow?
No snow has been recorded in Neo-Kobe in several years.
Well, then that's not it.
Wait, what about that pollen? That crystal bioengineered stuff, Snow 9?
Now that you mention it, wasn't it snowing on Jamie's video phone call?
That's right.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
It has to be somewhere close to the Ina River.
The Ina River
Oh,
flows for
Ina.
miles around here, Gillian. We could never search it all in time.
Gillian, let's look at a map of the areas investigated so far. This is an enlarged view of the southwest portion of the city around the Ina River. This blue area is that in which Snow 9 is present. Now I'll superimpose a chart of the abandoned tube liner tunnels. From this we can establish those areas with Snow 9, which are accessible by subway tunnel.
Damn. Nice try, but it's still too large. We could never cover it in 3 hours.
Don't give up so fast, Gillian. What about that image of home thing we were talking about? Maybe there's some kind of geographic similarity. Maybe the same view can be seen or something.
I'll display a map of Moscow alongside.
What's this?
The river looks identical.
Look, the rivers are exactly the same shape.
This is the Moscow River over here.
It looks like we're on the right track, Metal. Show us the location that Jamie and I were picked up from.
All right, right here.
Metal, before the catastrophe, what was at this location?
The headquarters for the entire Soviet Union, the Kremlin.
The Kremlin? That Snatcher said something about taking Jamie to their Kremlin.
Metal, what spot in Neo-Kobe would match up with the location of Moscow's Kremlin?
I was gonna say about there.
Calculating. This is the
Yep.
spot. It's presently occupied by an old church. It's rather large, but reports
No
indicate
shit.
it's been abandoned for nearly 20 years.
Oh my god.
And it's right in the middle of the Snow 9 and subway area.
Now I'm making fucking connections between this and Metal Gear Solid 4 and just Metal Gear Solid in general. Because apparently this motherfucker was born in the 60s and fucking frozen in 1989. And I mean, the 60s are relevant because Metal Gear Solid 3 takes place in 1964. And then fucking MGS5 supposedly takes place in 1984. So 1989, that would probably be about the time of the Outer Heaven uprising. Actually, no, that's shortly before, because I think it was 1994 where it takes place. Either way, though, that's just fucking trippy.
That's it! That's their headquarters, their new Kremlin.
Gillian, let's go!
Wait,
Oh, and then of course, the Kremlin, as they're calling it, even though it's not the Kremlin, it's just kind of a facsimile. It's in a church, which was in MGS4, near the in the fourth act. That's where you have to meet up with Big Mama or Eva and her group. So interesting. What was particularly interesting about that church in MGS4 was that there was a lot of Silent Hill 4, or Silent Hill rather, just imagery. Like if you look at the statue and the fucking paintings, it seems like it's connected to the religion of the Order from the Silent Hill series.
Gillian, I want to go with you.
Sorry, Mika.
Hey, I'm a junker too, you know.
I know, and you're a great one at that.
So take me with you then.
You head to the summit to warn the delegates. They haven't given up, you know.
The summit's in Kyoto. I'm not going to be the only one to run.
You've got to convince them not to use nukes on Neo Kobe.
We found their hideout. There's no need now to sink the whole island.
Yes, but...
It's a tough job. Can you do it?
Okay, Gillian. I'll do what I can.
Thanks. Thank you, Mika.
Don't say it, okay?
Let's go, Gillian.
Gillian?
Yes? What's wrong?
How about dinner sometime?
Dinner?
Yeah, you know, dinner.
Mika.
Not interested. I thought it would be nice, you know, to kick back, relax. It's Christmas after all.
Christmas, huh? I'll be back by then.
Gillian, we have to hurry.
That's a promise, right? I heard you.
Yeah, okay. But I gotta go to church first.
I'll see you
Take
soon.
me to church,
Okay,
I
let's go.
wish like a dog and shout your life. God damn it. This is the last turbo cycle. Fuck. Alright, now boarding the turbo cycle. Get in. Of course I know the answer to that question. Take me to
Input the map
church.
data on the Kremlin's locations. Lift off.
God damn it. It's a really serious song, but I can't help but laugh.
Jamie, please be safe.
Gillian, please keep in mind that we're working with a strict time limit.
A 50-year debt in 3 hours. Snow!
Snow 9, to be specific. We've entered the Snow 9 region. Please put on your breathing filter. Direct inhalation is dangerous.
All right.
Radio transmissions will also be impossible from this point on. Understood? Now descending. Conversion to hover configuration complete. Gillian, we've arrived.
I wonder how fast this last act is gonna be. Wow! Now I know why they call it their Kremlin. The building is about 50 years old, but appears very well maintained. So where's the entrance? On the front side of the building. This is definitely Snow 9. A sensor scan reveals that a tube liner tunnel passes directly underneath this area. Well, that's no surprise. Looks like we've got the right place. It's a very old church. It bears quite a resemblance to St. Basil's Cathedral. No doubt they thought the same thing. I'm not picking up any large movement signals. It appears to be snow, but it's actually Snow 9. Try to avoid inhaling any of it. It's surrounded by a large grove of tall cedar trees. This is likely to keep just about anybody away. Given the season, a few Christmas lights would really liven up the scene. The only sound is that of the wind. Alright.
Alright, now opening the door.
What's wrong? Won't open?
I've scanned it, and it's not locked. It is probably rusted into place.
Oh
Not
shit.
surprising. After all, our friends always go in and out through the basement.
Let's push it together.
I was gonna say,
All
give it a
right.
good kick.
1, 2, 3.
I hear... Oh, never mind. That was Metal Gear. What's this? It would appear to be some kind of a chapel for the Snatchers. Are you telling me those things pray? To whom? No doubt to their creator. That portrait on the wall is probably a representation of him. What the fuck? That looks like Walter from fucking Silent Hill 4. What the fuck? Hang on, let me show you, just so that you can see what I'm talking about. Hang on. Pause. Pause! As Stamper would say in his fucking cooking videos. Yeah, Walter Sullivan is his name. What the fuck? Someone compared him to Brendan Fraser. That's kind of funny. I was just talking about Brendan Fraser earlier today. And he actually does... He looks like... Dude, Brendan Fraser would make an awesome Walter Sullivan if they were to make a movie. Anyway. Let me get this in a new tab. Link a new tab. There we go. Wait, no, not link. Open... Where the fuck? View image. There we go. This, that, yeah, there we go. Yeah, move more into frame so that you can kind of compare it yourself. I mean, it's a bit of a rough resemblance since this is super digitized and came about 20 years prior to this. But the long hair, the facial features, for the most part, I'd say they're there. Oh, shit. Hang on. Oh, wait, no, that's it. Okay. There we go. Alright, let's look around. This person is no doubt the one the Snatchers worship as their creator. This guy. Isn't that Random? Did Random fucking fake his death? While the facial bone structure of the individual in the portrait is nearly identical to that of Random, positive identification is impossible as the picture is not a photograph. That just looks too much like him to be a coincidence. These are the chairs for worshippers in the chapel, no doubt. Everything is nice and orderly. It's as if the pre-collapsed Soviet Union has been recreated here. Something is written on the painting. The creator, Modnar. Oh shit, that's fucking Modnar. Well, yeah, that makes sense. That was mentioned earlier. Huh. So it's Modnar instead of Madnar, so it seems like I was a little bit off with that, but still really interesting how similar their names are. And what they do. It's all very organized, almost inhumanly so. There's another room farther back. Snatchers! Look at them all! I'm not picking up any energy readings. They are all deactivated in some kind of suspension mode. So this is their warehouse, huh? There must be a few hundred of them here. They continue all the way back. Still, This doesn't look like a factory to me. These are endostructures which have yet to have the artificial skin installed. The bone sizing devices and skull slits are all still set to the smaller sizes. So their victims haven't been chosen yet. They're all just waiting their turn. There seem to be a number of containers stacked up in the back of the room. None of these snatchers appear damaged. All they need is their energy packs. The gender units have yet to be installed, however. I do not see any tools or equipment for maintaining anything in the area. This room would appear to be just a storage area. There is some kind of label here. 23rd Siberian Investigative Force. Siberian Investigative Force? It would appear that these snatchers were brought to Neo Kobe from the Siberian Neutral Zone. It seems that the investigative forces have been responsible for shipping the snatchers. In other words, the investigative forces have been snatched, just like when they found us. Sorry, I had to cough. I see. So the Siberian investigative forces bring the snatchers out of Siberia and into storage here. I think you're right, Metal. And then the snatchers just wait here in storage to be reactivated and adjusted after their victims are selected. A rather efficient system. I wonder where the actual snatching takes place. The back part of this room may hold the answer to that question. What about the size of these containers? The volume of these containers would be just perfect for shipping one of these snatchers. This is no doubt how they got here. Unlike the chapel, there are some scraps and dust on the floor here. These containers were definitely brought out of Siberia. I can detect traces of contaminants unique to that region on the containers. I'm not picking up any large movement signals. The Snatcher's culturing room. The mechanism is operating. Gillian, there are snatchers with their artificial skin already installed here.
This is where they fuse the artificial skin onto the snatcher's endostructure. First, they adjust the size of the still skinless snatcher to the size of the individual who is to be snatched. The snatcher's overall shape and size can be adjusted by expansion or contraction of sizing rods. Their sex is controlled by gender units, which are installed at this point. Then, the face is modified to match the intended victim by adjusting the size of the upper and lower jaw, cheekbones, temporal bones, and tooth alignment.
Just like Gibson said, that means there are limits to the size...
God damn it. It was running so perfectly for a while, and then all of a sudden it decides to fucking have some issues with keeping the audio tracks playing properly.
The people that they can snatch.
That's right. The limits of the mechanism mean that they can't snatch children, the elderly, or people who are very tall or heavy. And this is where the artificial muscle's attached.
Is it organic?
No. It appears to be coated with a type of plastic gel capable of mechanical response. Like human muscles, it creates mechanical energy through chemical reactions. And this is where the artificial skin is attached. In order to prevent the synthetic cells, developed using biotechnological protein design techniques, from rejecting the inorganic material below, they attach it gradually over a number of days.
And this is the stuff that gets cancer if they stay out in the sun too long.
Finally, they attach body and scalp hair. The process involves transplant of synthetic hair follicles as well, so the hair will grow back if it's lost.
What about scars or birthmarks?
It would appear that they make those adjustments at this point in the process, as they would for wrinkles to simulate age.
Fucking hell. Okay. Ah, maybe I needed to look at that. Oh shit. There.
So this is where the whole thing begins. The endostructures arrive here from the Kremlin. Then they convert them into copies of their victims. And finally, they head out into the city using the old subway system.
With artificial skin maintenance being handled at Queen's Hospital.
But who's behind all this?
Gillian, look at this. There are some finished snatchers over here.
Get a load of this. The U.S. President, the Prime Ministers of Japan, and the U.K.
Holy shit.
Gillian, you're in here too.
Figures. They were looking to snatch every VIP at the summit.
And the last junker, you. It definitely looks like they plan on moving out beyond Neo-Kobe.
If they were to snatch every major world leader, they'd practically be able to control the planet. Still, that's odd. With their flawed skin, pulling something off like that would really be difficult.
Hang on, I'm gonna turn off perfect sync, because that seems to have actually exacerbated the issue. And then let's try Super HQ. Let's see if that helps.
Chin said they had found the key to developing a perfect artificial skin. Maybe they've already produced it.
No idea. But the number of snatchers here makes it clear that they're up to something new.
Gillian, this is definitely their nest. We should destroy everything.
Not yet. Not until we found Jamie. Metal, how much time do we have left?
The summit should have begun by now. We don't have much time. And once our legal privileges are suspended, I won't be able to help. In fact, I'll be forced to restrain you.
I know. If the military wants to avoid nukes and goes for a surgical strike on this facility, what would they likely use?
Probably a phased particle beam from one of the attack satellites.
A phased particle beam, huh? That'll wipe this complex right off the map.
Everything, including the soil, will simply evaporate. The attack will leave just a large crater.
Metal, can you convince them to give me another hour? Even 30 minutes will help.
Understood. I'll try my best.
And I'll try to find and rescue Jamie in that time.
I can't transmit here due to interference from the Snow 9. I'll have to leave the area and then send the message.
All right. Do it, Metal.
Gillian, don't forget. 30 minutes. You must get out before then.
I understand.
Gillian, I'm sorry I couldn't help you better.
Don't worry about it. I'll be able to move faster by myself anyway. 30 minutes should be plenty. Go, Metal!
Yes, sir. Don't forget, 30 minutes!
"30 minutes? Oh, this is gonna be tight. That room's the only place left to check. Let's take a look.
Shit. Shit. Shit! The fucking button wasn't responding like half the goddamn time. I'm gonna see about just trying to finish this tonight. Shit! Did I die again? Yep. God damn it. This is definitely the hardest fucking shooting segment so far. Holy shit. Oh, fuck. Damn it. Fucking, how the fuck are you supposed to keep up with that? Hang on. Oh my god! That was ridiculous.
I wasn't ready for that. They almost got me.
Yeah, they got me 3 times.
All right, let's open the next door.
Next door. Got a stutter there, Gillian? Gillian?
Doesn't look like there's anything here.
I'm expecting another fucking shootout. Yep. That was actually easier.
Jeez. These guys are tough. Of course, I didn't exactly expect them to welcome me with open arms. Okay, let's try this next door. Jamie, are you all right?
Gillian, you came for me.
Are you hurt?
No, they won't lay a finger on me. Not until the new artificial skin is completed anyway.
Artificial skin research? You?
Gillian, I've got my memory back. All of it.
What happened? Tell me, Jamie.
They said they'd kill him. They said they'd kill Harry. They forced me. I had to help them with the skin development. They said I had to help them because the professor was ill. Wasn't getting any better. Gillian, the engineer Harry, he's our son. He's been living on his own now for 50 years.
Jamie, I'm afraid that Harry's...
There was nothing I could do. They forced me. But I can't do it anymore.
Jamie!
The professor, he just died. He was over 100.
The professor? What? This old man?
Don't you remember? It's Professor Modner. Professor Petrovich Modner.
What? This old man is Modner?
He's been confined here for 3 years now, just to develop the Snatcher's artificial skin. Terrible. Doing that to your own father.
Whose father? Jamie, I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
You really can't remember, can you?
Hang on, so I wasn't wrong. Fucking Modnar has to be fucking Madnar. They have the same first name, and their fucking last name is only off by a letter. I'm thinking that he's a fucking Snatcher, and that would explain a lot, because in MGS4, which takes place in 2014, about 30 years prior to these events, he's still about the same age as he was in Metal Gear 2 when you first meet him.
Jamie, tell me who I am. What were we doing at the Kremlin?
Are you sure you really want me to, Gillian? It's all so awful, but if you must know, I'll tell you. Try to remain calm, okay? 56 years ago, you and I were involved in a top-secret Soviet project. It was still during the time of the Cold War. The gulf between East and West was as wide as ever. Everybody was worried about nukes. At that point, the world's armies were at their largest ever. Leaders still believed that a strong military meant a strong nation. There were rumors that there would be an agreement to end the production of nuclear weapons. On the other hand, the major powers like the US began to get involved in a space weapons race. But not the Soviets. The conservative despots in the Kremlin had another, completely different idea for gaining military superiority. A horrible plan, something no one else would think of. At that time, the countries of the communist bloc were facing an economic crisis. Popular movements pushing for democracy were springing up all over. Communism itself was facing extinction. Facing pressure from the reformers, the Kremlin began to panic. And that's when that horrible, childish plan was launched.
And that was the Snatcher Project. Replace your enemy's leaders with puppets of your own. Then you control their governments, their economies, take
Okay,
over a
so
country from the inside
My
out.
they're a Russian weapon theory
That's
was
right,
right.
Gillian.
That makes sense since this was made in '88.
And to
which was
develop these
still
robots, they assembled some of the
during
most
the
brilliant
Cold War, if I'm
scientific
not
minds from
mistaken.
around the world. Some of them were even brought in against their will. At the crux of that development effort was a group called the Frankenstein Project Team. You and I were members of that team, Gillian. It was a 4-person team led by the late Professor
Dismantling of the
Modner
Berlin
here.
Wall wasn't until
The
1989.
robotics expert was Professor Modner himself. His son, Elijah Modner, handled genetics and microbiology. For nanobiology and picobiology, myself. And for behavioral science and psychology, you, Gillian. Early development was carried out at a lab in Novosibirsk, but was later moved to a secret facility under the Kremlin. At the time, the glasnost and perestroika movements were gaining momentum, and they rightly feared for the existence of the program if it should become known. But some of the reformers did learn of the project, and they conspired with the US to block it. Gillian, you were a CIA special agent sent by the United States to infiltrate and sabotage the project.
I was CIA?
Yes, and the government knows that. That's why you were assigned to the Junker team.
What? Who am I?
Work on the project continued to go smoothly. But then, on June 6, 1996, there was that accident. A mysterious explosion at the Chernobyl facility spread a bacterial weapon that was under development there into the atmosphere, destroying the country and the project. Gillian, was it you? Did you set off that explosion?
What? You can't be serious. You think I caused the catastrophe?
Somehow, during the confusion, Professor Modner and our son Harry managed to get picked up by American agents. But we couldn't get out in time, you and I and Elijah. In a shelter below the Kremlin, we entered a cryogenic sleep. Our plan was to sleep there until the toxic effects of the bacteria were safely passed.
And then 48 years later, 3 years ago, we were discovered by the 17th Special Investigative Force.
Yes, but when they found us, Elijah's pod was already empty.
Elijah Modner? That guy whose picture was in the church? The one that looks like Random?
That's right, Elijah is alive! Elijah is here and working on the Snatchers.
Why don't you let me finish your little story?
Who's there?
It's been a while, hasn't it, Jamie? Ah, yes. And Gillian.
The way he said that really made me think of MGS2, where fucking Solidus says to Raiden, "It's been a while, hasn't it, Jack the Ripper?"
It's me, Jamie.
Elijah? Is that really you?
Random? No. Not quite.
So you remember me, do you? I am Elijah Modnar, the only son of Professor Petrovich Modnar. I'm afraid I've grown somewhat old and feeble since we last met, however.
Elijah, why are you doing this? Your father, Professor Modner, he passed away a few minutes ago.
What? My father? My father is dead?
Elijah, what happened to you? The Elijah I knew could never do anything like this.
I've changed, Jamie. These 40 years have changed me.
I can't believe it. What happened to you?
What happened to me? Jamie, do I actually have to explain it to you? Jamie, it's you. Your beauty is the cause of all that has come to pass here. 57 years ago, I was obsessed. With my research, yes. And with you, Jamie. At the time, I was still young, having just graduated with my genetic engineering degree. My father's connections got me on the team, and there, I met you. You were working as my father's assistant. Your beauty, your smile, I was stricken. I saw something in you that I never felt with women of my own country. You warmed my cold, young heart, Jamie. You opened me up, and I couldn't stop my feelings.
Elijah!
Oh, I was so happy. The political situation was crumbling around us, but every day was a joy. I gained my father's trust, and with you there watching over me, I was able to work as hard as I ever have on the project. However, my happiness did not last for long. Gillian, it was you. You showed up and all was ruined. You arrived and joined our project team. Far from home, Jamie found comfort in a man from the same land. Your relationship grew quickly, and all I could do was stand by and watch. Jamie and Gillian fell in love, were joined, and even had a child.
Harry.
Even then, my feelings for you only grew stronger. Worried about me, my father tried to have me removed from the project, but I persisted. Jamie, I always wanted to be near you. And then, the democratic movements that had consumed the rest of the Eastern Bloc spread to our country as well. The Cold War was over. The hardliners who had pushed for its development were stripped of power and the project was cancelled. The reformers, trying to cover up the existence of such a crazed project, ordered that all materials related to it be destroyed and that we stand trial for our actions. Jamie and Gillian were to be returned to their homeland. That's about the time that I learned that you, Gillian, that you were a CIA agent, and that you were trying to pass documents on our research to your military. The country had sold us out. I'm no politician. I couldn't care less about what happened to the country. All I cared about was my research and Jamie. And I was to lose all of that, everything. For someone so young, you cannot understand how great of a shock that was.
Elijah.
That is when I decided, I swore I would see that secret, crazed project through to the end. At the time, the bioroids were 80% finished. The main part, their endostructure, was essentially completed. But we still were having trouble with the artificial skin, the area that Jamie and I were assigned to. We called it artificial skin, but there was of course no need to duplicate T lymphocytes, Langerhans cells, or endocrine cells. All we needed was keratinized cells and melanocytes to provide the pigment. With the artificial protein development techniques that we had in those days, full-scale synthetic cell development was very difficult. Research like this took months, years. The original project called for us to simultaneously snatch an entire country. In other words, a whole nation, or an entire city had to be snatched over the course of one night. For that reason, a powerful biological agent, which could quickly and effectively kill the population of the country, was being simultaneously developed.
Lucifer Alpha.
That's right. A type RAO11 virus which another team was developing. For someone like myself, who was closely involved in the project, blowing up the lab was quite a simple task.
My God, Elijah, do you know what you're saying? That explosion killed half the world's population.
I moved all the materials and records essential to the Bioroid project into the shelter and executed my plan on June 6th. After sealing off the lab, I brought the two of you with me to the underground shelter, and we entered a cryogenic sleep. But not before I programmed an atmospheric research satellite to transmit a wake signal when the danger from Lucifer Alpha had passed.
And 10 years later, Lucifer Alpha naturally mutated into a non-toxic form.
But the automatic revival system failed to work.
Oh no, it worked. just as planned, it revived me 10 years later. A little sooner than the two of you, of course.
But even though you sealed the lab with the explosion and everything, you should have been exposed. Why weren't you?
Oh, I was. But by that time, the vaccine L Angels had already been developed.
So everything went just as you planned it then?
Yes, up until that point. But my real struggle was yet to come. My original plan was to revive Jamie as well, and for the two of us to finish the development of the bioroids. You, Gillian, you were to stay asleep forever. But I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Not after looking at Jamie's peaceful face there in the pod. Besides, I could never have convinced her to work with me on the project anyway. I knew the time was not yet right, so I changed the timers of your pods to permanent on.
How could you do such a thing?
And so for the next 40 years, I worked alone in that cold and lonely room under the Kremlin, trying to complete the artificial skin for the Snatchers. For days and days, no one would visit me. I never saw the sun or felt the changing of the seasons. Still, I always had Jamie by my side. You were always there for me to talk to. Just you and I for 40 years in that dark cellar.
Oh, you poor, poor man.
And then, 3 years ago, my research was finally completed. First, I snatched the Siberian Special Investigative Forces to establish a transport route for the Snatchers. And then, to test the effect of large-scale snatch operations, I chose Neo-Kobe City to be my experimental sample. Neo-Kobe is cut off from the surrounding areas, a sort of miniature country in itself, making it a perfect test site. And since it's a melting pot of various races, it would also allow me to gather extensive data on Snatcher modification and operational techniques. In addition, the element of suspicion or mistrust, which runs deep in Japanese culture, was another reason I chose this site.
But your test revealed a critical flaw in your machine's artificial skin.
Yes, quite unexpected, I'm afraid. All my research for 40 years. I gathered data and worked day and night to find a solution, but nothing seemed to work.
So that's why you decided to bring Professor Modner here, right?
That's correct. I discovered my father in one of the government's hospitals. He was old, but still very sound of mind. Naturally, he would not cooperate with me.
Of course not. He'd never become involved in something like that.
So, unable to receive his assistance, I decided that I had to have yours. But a mistake on my part allowed both you and Gillian to be taken into custody by the authorities first.
Just what are you trying to accomplish, Elijah? You must know you can never get Jamie back.
I'm only interested in discovering what I can of the human animal. In the past, it was because of Jamie. My motive is different now.
It sounds like you're just suffering from the wild arrogance that corrupts so many scientists.
Humans are such weak creatures. No matter how much they trust one another, the tiniest speck of suspicion can destroy it all. Look at how the Snatcher problem has caused such wild unrest. No matter how much science advances or how high we set our ideals, we eventually begin to suspect each other, to hate each other, and then to kill each other. The Snatchers are nothing more than a tool for bringing out this reaction. I am simply using the Snatchers to elicit the true nature of the human animal. I think this experiment has shown me the limits of human society. I sincerely doubt it will be able to reach any greater level of prosperity on its own. If human society ever hopes to reach greater heights, what is needed is an absolute leader, a firm ruler who isn't affected by these trivial episodes of mistrust.
You're crazy if you think people would ever obey Snatchers.
Of course they wouldn't. But if they don't know, they cannot object. There has been a time in every age that the people have longed for a god to lead them. As long as they give the people no reason to suspect them, then they can easily become their gods. Indeed, a new race of super beings. We are almost there. Once we perfect the artificial skin, Snatchers will transcend man to become this planet's true human beings.
But you'll never get your perfect skin now. Professor Modner is dead.
I no longer have any use for my father. I have a sample of the new skin he developed. Once I've analyzed it, I'll be able to make as much as I need. Or if need be, we could simply culture the keratinized cells, epithelial cells, and melanocytes in the quantities that we need.
What are you talking about? How could you get a sample of perfected artificial skin?
Why don't you take a look at this? We found this in the rubble of Queen's Hospital.
Random!
Oh, an acquaintance of yours?
He's a Snatcher?
That term isn't exactly accurate. This bioroid was constructed by my father without my knowledge. He modeled it after me in my youth. He built it right here in this facility. And not only that, he programmed it to destroy Snatchers. This bioroid caused me serious difficulties. It's designed and built far better than my Snatchers. The machine itself thought it was human. My father input memories for it all the way back to childhood. Those two
That's
were
straight out of Blade
apparently
Runner.
mine. Haven't you yet realized? Random Hajil is Elijah Modner spelled backwards. How like my
shit.
father, silly old man. He did virtually overnight what I could not do in 40 years of effort. Furthermore, he makes a bioroid so perfect, even the bioroid itself believes itself to be real. What's more, the cells of the skin he developed are self-replicating. Once in place, no further transplants or culturing is necessary.
So, I think now I know why he's called Modnar instead of Madnar. And it has to do with the fact that Snatcher actually came before Madnar was introduced to the storyline in Metal Gear 2, which was made on the MSX2 in 1990, whereas this was released on the MSX2 in 1988. Obviously, this is a different version. This is the Sega CD version. But, yeah. So maybe Kojima just decided to retcon the name. Maybe he specifically chose Modnar just because of the fact that it's random backwards. But Madnar, maybe, I don't know. I'll have to look and I'll have to do some more research and maybe dig around a little bit.
Is he dead?
Its main and locomotive systems are completely shut down. It's just scrap now. But the artificial skin is being kept alive. This we need. With this, we can move to phase 2 of our plan of full-scale infiltration of the world's major nations.
The summit's already over. You'll never succeed.
What does the summit matter? Nothing holds us back now that we have this perfect skin. We can go anywhere we want, and there will be no way to tell us apart. I will have free control over the world. Nothing will be able to stop me. Politics and free thought will no longer have any meaning. My will alone will decide the course of human history.
You egomaniac. Do you think you can snatch the entire population?
There's a fully automated Snatcher factory under the Kremlin. Even as we speak, scores of new Snatchers are being born.
But no matter how hard you try, you won't be able to snatch the people's heart and soul. What do you hope to gain from this anyway?
Jamie, the human race is composed of fools. But I'm different. I will be its savior. Indeed, not just of mankind, but of all life on the planet.
I'm afraid that won't be possible.
Metal!
In 10 minutes, this church will be struck by a phased particle beam. I am guiding the
destroyed by some souped-up pocket calculator.
Metal, what happened at the summit?
The delegates, worried about the Snatcher menace, voted unanimously to allow the use of nuclear weapons on the city. The military is presently imposing a quarantine on Neo Kobe.
What? Do they intend to kill everybody?
The populace is in a state of panic. However, they have agreed to lift the quarantine if this church is struck by the phase particle beam. This is our last chance. I will handle things here. Gillian, Jamie, you two must flee.
You insignificant mass of metal. You'll never...
One move and I detonate. Gillian, run!
Metal, this is crazy!
We can't let a single Snatcher get out of here. And this new artificial skin has to be destroyed as well.
I will not allow some talking scrap pile to get away with this. If you were the aiming point for the beam, then I'll just have you thrown out of here. Grab this little one and take him out of here. Cowardly little robot.
You always were a real pain in the butt.
What's that?
It's random. Whoa.
What? How did... You're supposed to be deactivated.
I don't go down that easy, old man.
Stop this foolish...
Shut up! Let's try to make our final moments peaceful, shall we? And you Snatchers, you touch the little guy and the old man's head comes off!
Random!
I've always hated being used. Why don't you watch the final act with me?
Gillian, you only have 5 minutes. The turbo cycle is just outside on standby. Use that to flee.
Let me go. I'm Elijah Modner. I'm your original.
I don't care if I'm an original or a copy or what. You and I are gonna die right here. If we both die, there won't be a copy anymore now, will there?
The stupid logic of a simpleton, of a machine.
Whatever it is, it's my will!
Machines have no will. Machines cannot sacrifice themselves.
We'll see about that.
You have 4 minutes. You must go. And don't forget to
I was
take
about to say,
care of
for
the
fuck's
factory and
sake.
the Kremlin.
Come on.
Gillian, even if these memories in my head are fiction...
Yeah, I know what you mean. Our memories of our time together are all too real, Random.
Gillian, you become one hell of a junker.
Gillian, it has been most recreational being your partner.
Oh, Metal!
If you can, try to pick up the pieces for me, okay? Like we did for Little John.
Little John? Oh! Okay, Metal.
Hurry! You only have 3 minutes.
Thanks! Thanks, you two! Jamie, come on!
No! Don't let her go! No!
You pathetic old fool! You don't even know how to love someone!
You stupid machine! What is that idiotic grin supposed to mean?
By snatching you, I'm finally gonna get my real self back!
Random, there's less than 1 minute to go. Thanks to you, everything will be fine.
You don't owe me any thanks. Sorry to get you involved in such a big job. You did great. You're a hell of a junker.
3, 2, 1, here it comes!
Later, kid!
So you're really going, aren't you?
It's our responsibility, too. Besides, if I go to Moscow, I may get some of my memory back. And if that happens, I'll be able to love you even more than I do now. Wait for me. I want to be with you, but first I've got to destroy this terrible factory of theirs. Jamie, when I get back, let's try living together again. What do you say?
13 Special Operations Squad and all Junker personnel. Report immediately for departure.
We'll be waiting for you, too.
Katrina! Mika! You're here too?
You better be happy, Buster, with all these beautiful women seeing you off.
I'm happy you
Damn
came.
right.
Let me introduce my wife.
Jamie Seed. I suppose it's a little odd introducing myself a second time, though.
What do you mean? You've never met them before, have you?
What are you talking about, Gillian? We're good friends.
Huh? Since when?
It's the first time I've met her in person, but I've spoken with her on the video phone a lot of times.
What? Have you guys been talking about me behind my back?
Hell yeah. Oh shit, okay. I didn't think there was gonna be interactivity at this point. Trying to learn more about you was what got our relationship started. I was telling Mika about how lonely it was being home alone all the time. And she told me about Jamie. She told me that Jamie was always worried about me. So I gave her a video phone call. Where I knew it, we really became close, didn't we? Our relationship has grown beyond just being friends. Beyond just friends? That sounds pretty good to me. Jeez. Oh, don't be stupid, Gillian. You have a warped mind sometimes, you know? With even Alice gone, I was really lonely. Katrina! They're both so easy to talk to. It's like I've got two real sisters now. They're like family to me now. I don't care if you get your memory back or not. Why? Because getting your memory back will mean that you'll remember those things about me that you hated. Things that I hated? What are you talking about? Dealing with each other's imperfections is part of what being married is all about, Jamie. Gillian. Don't worry. No memory will change how I feel about you. Oh, wait. While you're away, I hope it's okay for Jamie to come and live with me. Yeah, I have no problem with that at all. It will shorten my commute as well, so I'll be killing two birds with one stone. Great, I'm so happy. I'm so tired of living alone. Maybe I'll ask Katrina if I can move in with her in the near future. That's kind of what was just said. I feel almost as if I've got a new little sister. It's really wonderful. Katrina is such a cheerful and sweet kid.
So have they finalized what they're going to do about Junker operations? I suppose this will end up being our last mission, huh?
Well, originally they were planning on disbanding the team, but now they've decided to keep us in business.
So that means...
That's right. We've been designated as one of the government's special police divisions. That puts us above the regular cops.
So the government has decided that crime by machines poses a bigger threat than crime by humans from here on out, huh?
They've chosen the new chief, too. So when you get back, you'll get to meet the new head honcho.
Well, it's comforting to know I've got a place I can come back to.
Have a safe trip, Captain Seed. What, me? A captain? Not a bad first rank for someone like me who was in the military.
Whatever you do, just come home safe, okay?
When you get back from this job, you still have a dinner date to keep with me, you know.
Don't worry. I won't forget my promises to either of you. Oops, almost forgot. course, I want to spend some private moments with my wife, too, huh? What's wrong, Jamie?
Harry and I will be waiting for you to get home.
That's Harry's hat.
We can do it this time, Gillian. Not some fake couple like before, but with love and trust.
I know, Jamie.
Take care, Gillian.
I'll see you, Jamie.
Wait for me! Take me with you,
Metal!
please!
He's a fucking Sega CD. What?
Yes, sir!
What?
We didn't have a good frame to work with, so this is just a temporary
That's
body.
hilarious.
Just call
Oh
me
my
Metal
god.
Gear, Sega CD for now.
So they found your memory chip in one piece, eh?
Random protected
Oh
it from
my
the blast
God.
of the beam.
Random, huh?
Fucking wow. I
Wait
can
a
only
sec.
imagine that
I've
it
heard
was an
that
MSX2
sneeze somewhere before.
Really?
for the
I
original.
didn't hear anything. Anyway, I want to know if you'll take me with you. Please, Gillian, please take me with you.
Hurry up and get on board, partner.
Yes, sir, Gillian.
Throughout history, suspicion has always bred conflict. The real conflict, though, resides in people's hearts. This conflict has just begun.
Huh. Hey, that's it. And actually, that was on time for the stream to end, too. Awesome. Fuck yeah. That was an awesome game. And really interesting to see some of the connections between Metal Gear in it. I didn't think that there would be so many connections, but it is deeply steeped in the Metal Gear lore. I mean, Konami could just as easily say, oh, it's not canon. But I kind of think that that would be bullshit. Huh. I think I might have to make a video just talking about the connections between Snatcher and Metal Gear. Or maybe look one up and see if someone's already done one. Well, what did you think, Adam? Since you were pretty much here for the entire series of streams for Snatcher. That is if you're still there. I'm gonna refresh the stream window. Well, I'm gonna guess that Adam's gone, but I fucking love this fucking game. It was a little bit annoying at times, dealing with either the shooting and the unresponsive controls, or, you know, sometimes thinking that I've searched everything and having to go back, which is kind of just it's a genre flaw of point-and-click adventures, which is pretty, I mean, this is more of a visual novel than a point-and-click, but it's close enough in how it works. But, you know, even with those flaws aside, I think that this game really does work well. there was a fast forward button, I would just use that, but there's nothing that does that, unfortunately. Did you know that the guy who played the voice of Petrovich Modnar was the same guy who voiced Gordon Freeman? As well as Link? God damn it. Dumb joke, I know. I should actually turn down the music. It's a little on the loud side. Still a bummer that fucking Harry died, and holy shit, I can't believe that goddamn Gillian was Harry's father. I did not see that coming whatsoever. And honestly, that's kind of similar to some of the twists and turns in the show Dark. Well, I was gonna say, guys, we gotta get off the screen now. Well, I'm glad you liked it, Adam. I loved it. Oh shit, it boots you back to the Sega CD fucking BIOS screen. Alright, we'll go ahead and end the stream since the game is over. There's nothing extra for the game. I wonder if there's different endings or things that I missed though, because there were options that I didn't choose. Like at that last part there was like a look option, but I only did the talking, I didn't look around or anything. But yeah, well worth going through. I had a lot of fun. And I don't know, I might end up doing another run of that at some point, but honestly, before I end up doing that, if I do that, then I'm gonna have to, I want to play through the main Metal Gear series again, which means now that I've finished Metal Gear Solid 4, which I did after MGS 1 through 3, I've either got the choice of Peace Walker or Metal Gear Rising. Now, hang on, I'm gonna take a look over on my community tab on my channel, on the main channel anyway, since this is the stream channel now. So I'm pretty sure Peace Walker came in second. So if that's the case, then we're probably just gonna go for Peace Walker. Oh wait, yeah, it was either Snatcher or Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. But I'm pretty sure I did another poll before. Well, whatever. I'll probably just go ahead and do Metal Gear Rising Revengeance to go ahead and get that out of the way because it's a shorter game, so it won't take long to get through the story. And then I can go ahead and move on to Peace Walker, which is going to take a while. And then after that, of course, the Phantom Pain after Ground Zeroes. Though there is a mod that's supposed to add Ground Zeroes into, or rather add Camp Omega into the Phantom Pain, but I know that that's still early in development, so I probably won't fuck with that. I'll just, you know, play the games as they were sold. But, thank you for joining me, Adam. I appreciate your company. I wish a few more people had joined. There were a couple people that liked my post on Twitter, but they didn't come in. But, you know, it's whatever. Maybe they did come in for a split second, because I noticed we were up to 2 concurrent viewers for a little bit, but, tis what it is. I'm gonna probably, I'm probably just gonna be plugging this channel for a while. I'll probably plug it at the end of my main videos or something before I do my fucking affiliate spot. But anyway, thank you for joining me, Adam. Thank you to anyone who ends up watching this stream in post as an archive. I appreciate all of the views that this will get whenever. And yeah, until next time. Actually, until tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be Doom. So until tomorrow, this is RetroHellspawn signing out. Have a good one.